Good morning, Oluwatomi. Oluwatomi just opened the camera and shut it up immediately. My goodness. What's the problem? Hi. Oh, I'm trying to understand how to pronounce this name, but Precious. Okay, Jimmy is in transit. Okay, that's understood. Hi, Princess. Princess, are you here? Okay, so if I'm to take out myself and take out the the mentor on this call,
Jesus.
that means
Nothing
we're just.
happened.
Hi, Olabanji, are you okay?
Hello, good morning. I'm fine.
Are you sure? Can I see your face? Good morning. Beautiful. Good morning. I see you. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I think pretty much we can just get started. I know that the mentor has already introduced me. Mentor, good news. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. It's such an honor and privilege to be here. Really excited to be here. If there's one thing that I love to do is to be in such sessions. If there's one thing I love to do is to share knowledge, have conversations with professionals, solve problems as regards how to empower professionals to get going, to advance, to take at least a step further in their careers. So once again, I'm glad doing this morning. I know this program started last week, and you've had a couple of engagements with the mentor. So this morning we are going to talk about career goal setting, and personal branding. Yeah. So before we go ahead, the very first question I want to ask is, if you were to write a book about your career in the next 5 years, so just imagine that this is 2025. So imagine 2023. So imagine that you are already in 2030 rather. Imagine that you're already in 2030 and then you're about to write a book about your career. What would the title of the book be? What would the title of the book be? What would you write about? What would be the title of that book? 2030, that's 5 years from now. You're writing a book about your career. What would the title be? Very quickly, I need responses in the chat section. Very quickly. This session is going to be, I really want to do less of talk and more of engagement and have us reflect more. Because the things we want to hear this morning are basically things that some of us have heard over and over and over. But until we give it a deeper thought, we can't get ahead. Until we give it a deeper thought, and then from the deeper thought we are able to coin out specific actions that we need to take. We can't get ahead. So if you're to imagine that this is 2030 and you're to write a book about your career, what would be the title? So you're writing a book about your career, about who you have become as a career person. So my assumption is that everyone here is someone who wants to build a career. That's my assumption. Everyone here wants to build a career, right? So what would be the title of that book? What would it be? Until I get responses, I'm not moving on. Responses, guys. What would the title, whatever title you think about, just put it there. It's fine. Okay, I see one, from struggles to strategies. Wow, that's powerful. Thank you. So let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Imagine that this is year 2030 and you want to write a book about your career. What would the title of that book be? So I see from struggles to strategies, and that's really resounding. I see from passion to Profession, a guide to career success on procurement. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Simba. Thank you, Jimmy. So let's keep it coming. I really want to hear from everyone. So you're not turning on your camera. So even if you're in transit, you can quickly chat, type it down. What would be the title of that book? And don't overthink it. Sometimes it's analysis paralysis. That's what keeps some of us down. Don't overthink it. You can change the title, don't worry. You can change the title, but let me know what the title would be. What is that first thing that comes to mind? I see transitional and transformational career change. Okay, great, great. Let's keep it coming. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep it coming. Um, Ote Princess says, finding yourself in your career path. Finding yourself in your career path. Okay, Olabanji says, from grace to grace. From grace to grace. Beautiful. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. I've not seen responses from some people here. Let's keep it coming. What would the title of that book? What would be the title of that book? Keep it coming. Keep it coming. 30, 5 years from now. 5 years from now. What are you looking to achieve? 5 years from now. What is that you're looking to achieve? What is that title of the book? Clearly, whatever book that you would like to write would be a book that reflects who you have come to become. A book. Imagine that this is year 2030. Who you've come to become. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming, guys. Oh, yeah. Career goal setting. Career goal setting. Very critical. Very critical. You know, until we become more deliberate, until we become more strategic, until we become more deliberate and strategic in setting our career goals, until we become more strategic and deliberate in setting our career goals, there are certain things we may never achieve. Certain things we may never achieve. Okay. So the objective, while I get back to the responses that we've given, the objective of this session is to help us gain some clarity on our career direction and to learn how to set smart career goals. I would say smarter career goals. How to set smarter career goals and also understand and develop a personal brand. To understand and develop a personal brand. So for all those that have responded and given us a book title, I see your comments. Thank you so much from Olabanji, from Grass to Grace. Okay. Oh, that was the same from Grace to Grace. Okay, so from Grass to Grace, that's okay. Then Oluwatomi says the title of my book would probably be The Pathway to Woman I Am Becoming, to the Woman I Am Becoming, okay? Goodness says the HR Blueprint, my passion to helping people thrive. Great. My passion to helping people thrive. All right. Now look at these titles that you have written. Where do you see yourself in this book? Where do you see yourself in this book? Because for you to write a book with the title that you've just given us, that means, because usually we understand that you write a book that you have become, right? Not necessarily that we are saying that you must be perfect before you can write a book, but to a large extent, the book you're about to write has to reflect the you. The book you're about to write has to reflect you. Are we together? The book you're about to write has to reflect you in many ways. So what do you think you should have become to write this book that you have given us a title? What do you think you should have become? So I want to believe that we all have books. You have your writing materials. Please get it out. So this may likely just be your own personal note for yourself. So write out the title of the book you just gave us in the chat section. And then beneath it, what should you have become to give you the confidence to write the book that you said you would write in 2030? What should you have become? What should you be doing? What skills should you have acquired to give you the confidence, to give you the authority to write this book that you just told us about? I'm going to give us like 2 to 3 minutes to make a list. In fact, don't write more than three. Don't write more than three things under that title, that book title. Don't write more than three. What you should have become. Three things you should have become that would give you the authority to write the book. If you want to unmute and speak, I think I would give you the opportunity and I would truly love it. If there's someone here who would like to unmute and speak, let us know. This book title I've written, this is what I should have become, right? In 2030. By 2030, I should have become this to enable me write a book like this. Does anyone want to speak? I would love to hear from someone though, but majorly it's about you reflecting and making notes for yourself. But I would like someone to unmute and speak.
Can I
Olabanji,
speak?
yes, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
in 2030, I should have achieved my dream as a person and where I aimed for that to enable me write the book I would love to write.
Okay, Olabanji, what's the title of your book, please?
From grass to grace.
Okay, so when you say you should have achieved your goal, what are the goals? What would you have become? I need you to be more specific. What would you have become?
Okay. The CEO of my present brand, like my brand should have been one of the top brands in the world. They want to reckon with.
Okay, where do you work?
I work as a remote worker. I work from home.
You work you work remotely. Do you work for
Yes.
yourself or you work with someone?
Presently, I work for myself and I also work for a brand.
You work for a brand. What do you do?
I'm a digital marketer and a graphic designer.
Okay. So you're a freelancer
Yes, but
and
I
then
probably still work in a company right now.
you still work in a company. Okay.
Yes,
So you said in by 2030 you would have become a CEO. Is that what you said?
yes.
Okay, you would have become a CEO by 2030. I don't know what level you are at the moment, but the level you are at the moment, by the time you draw up your plan, you discover that it is feasible to become a CEO if you put in the work. You think it's feasible, right?
Yes, it is because
You
it's something that started already.
you started already. Beautiful. Beautiful. So with the plan of becoming a CEO by 2030, by the end of this year, what would you have achieved? Now, remember that your goal is to become a CEO of that company by 2030, right? So that means everything you do from now on, everything you do this week, next month, next quarter, next year, would all be in alignment to help you achieve that 5-year plan. You get me right?
Yeah,
Simba, I'm still coming to you. Um, so you want to write out in the next 6 months, in the next 6 months. So this is the first quarter of 2025, the first quarter, right? So for each quarter, now let's look at this. Now you already have a 5-year plan. So let's leave it at that 5-year plan. So let our focus be on the present, which is this year, 2025. In this year, 2025, what would you have achieved each of this quarter by the end of 2025? What should you have achieved by 2025? So you know what you're going to do? Under your book title, you've already written under it, become a CEO of XYZ company. Then under that, become a CEO, 2025 December, I am XYZ, right? If it means I am head of department, because clearly there has to be growth. So I don't know where you are at the moment. I don't know where you are at the moment. Do you want to share that? If it's something you're open to sharing, that's okay. But if it's not, by the end of this year, you're stating 2025 December, I am this. 2026 December, I am that. 2027. So for each end of year, you're stating what you would be. And then you bring your focus to 2025. If I say that I am this by December 2025, and by February, I'm not yet there, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get to that point of 2025? Is this clear, Olabanji?
Yes, ma'am.
And as I'm sharing with Olabanji, I know that others are also gaining clarity. So the way I've stated it to Olabanji, your book title, what you should have become to give you the authority to write that book, right? And then what you should become each year until you get to 2030, where you finally become that thing that would give you the authority to write the book that you want to write. Okay, goodness, I'm going to come to you, but I know that Simbat had earlier raised her hand. I don't know if she's available to talk.
Yes, ma. I'm available to talk, ma. Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Okay, so the title of my book is Struggles to Strategies. And the person I would become to be able to, the person I would have become to be confident to write the book is somebody who is more skilled and knowledgeable in both soft and technical skills. Because I aspire to be a project manager in global health. And if I'm going to be a project manager, I have to be very skilled in soft and technical skills to be able to achieve my goal.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Simba, for sharing that. Now, the title of your book sounds like someone who has, because books are more beneficial, books are more impactful if the writer is writing out of experience. Is that the case here?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So that means whatever it is you're struggling with now, that means by 2030, you must have overcome. Am I correct?
Yes, ma.
Are you open to sharing what these struggles are? If you're not open, just let me know you are not, and that's fine.
I am, ma.
Okay, please go ahead.
So currently I just finished my NYSC last month, and I still feel like as if I am in my learning phase. And the skills required for today's workplace, they are mostly soft and like technical skills as well as digital skills too. And I'm still struggling to learn them. I find it like hard to structure these goals down into daily action, daily actionable steps. So and such that even when I want to set them, I tend to be overwhelmed. Like I knew I want to learn so many things. I want to be skilled in Excel. I want to know how to use PowerPoint and all of these things. So now bringing them into what I'm going to do every single day, I feel like I'm putting everything together to learn them at once. And at time, I most of the times I get overwhelmed and I'm not even able to achieve these daily goals. So I feel like if I'm able to overcome these struggles of structuring my goals down to the simplest thing I'm going to do every single day to reach it, I would be able to achieve my goal in 2020, like 2030. Yes, ma.
Thank you so much, Simba. You know, one thing I like about the coaching style of training is that you see participants preferring solution to their own problems, and you just did that to yourself. You just preferred the solution to your problem. Maybe you didn't know. Now, why I like to ask people lots of questions during my sessions is because I believe that wisdom lies in everyone. There's wisdom in you. There's wisdom resident in you. I'm not I'm not the one experiencing your problem. I'm not the one experiencing your struggles. I'm not the one having experiencing your challenges. You are. You know where it pains. Like they say, the person who wears the shoes knows where it pains most. You know where it pains. And clearly there is wisdom. There is wisdom resident in everyone. So sometimes why people are not able to find solution to their problem is because they are overwhelmed, like you said earlier. They are overwhelmed. And once you're overwhelmed, there are things you can't see. There are things you can't see. If you're overwhelmed, you need help. You need a coach. You need a mentor. You need a trusted friend. You need an accountability partner. You shall need somebody that would help you to take off the scales off your eyes so that you can see clearly. There are things you can't see because there was a mindset at the point the problem was created. You were you were at a frame of mind at the point the problem was created or the challenge was established. For you to find a solution, you need to get off. You need to get off that state. You need to get off that mindset. You can't create a problem with a mindset and use the same mindset to solve the problem. No, you need a different mindset. And that's why most times some people, when they are now struggling and they can't seem to find a way out, but there's a way out. Sometimes the way out is right beneath their nose. The way out is there, but they can't say it. They can't say it because of what they are passing through. So they would need someone to open their eyes to see what they cannot see. So as you were sharing with me, you get overwhelmed. You graduate. You passed out from NYSC last month. You're still a young graduate. You're still a very young graduate. And I see no need for pressure. Yes, I know that today, even at the point where you were even in the university, you should already be making some good money for yourself, right? If our education sector is properly structured, if our universities, our university education, if it is in order and if it is practical and pragmatic, every graduate should come out of the university with clarity as regards what they want to do. But unfortunately, we find ourselves where we find ourselves. And that's why some programs will try to get it into the colleges, into the high institutions, to help young people there, to help them to learn what the school could not teach them, because it's beyond math and English and physics. It's beyond ENG 101. If you studied English, it's beyond what are the courses? It's beyond physics, beyond chemistry. It's about practicality of life. I see graduates when they come out of the university and they come to the workplace, they are looking blank. I mean blank. They don't know what to do. So you completed your NYSC last month. You're pretty much still young, and you have a lot of opportunity right before you. A lot of opportunity right before you. So, like you rightly recommended, you said that you feel you're going to take it one after the other. You said that, right? Please confirm.
Yes, ma.
And that's clearly what you need to do.
Yes, ma.
Take it one. You can't. I don't know what language says that you can't put two mouths at the same time into the mouth. Take it one after the other. So that means your goal, in fact, as a matter of fact, by the end of this year, you should be done with this struggle. I mean, you should have overcome it. So 5 years is a long time. And that's why I wanted us to share. Let me know your struggles. Because sometimes the struggle that you're looking at, you feel like, oh, this struggle, I'm going to solve it in the next 5 years. Is something that you can get done in 2 months if you do the right thing. So my advice and recommendation is that you should target by the end of December 2025. You should be skilled in PowerPoint. You should be skilled in Excel. What other tools do you want to be skilled at? What other tools? You want to list them out? List them out. List all the tools out. Identify the tools. List them. So make it a project. Make it a project. List all the tools. I know you're currently looking for a job. I don't know if you've got one. Have you got one?
I have an interview tomorrow for a project management internship.
Oh, what? Congratulations.
Thank you, ma.
Congratulations. You know, and you're going to get that. You're going to get that opportunity. It would help you greatly. So that means learning project management tools should be part of the things you're looking to do. So at this time, I expect that you have gone to research and check out project management tools. Now, the company where you're going for this internship, what do they use? MS Suite?
It's actually a fintech company. So I don't know what they currently use.
Okay. If you had an insider access, you may kind of ask, and you can always even find out from the emails, the email they used. If they are using yeah, would you be able to? But if you have any access and insider access, you can pretty much ask, you know, or I'm sure there are other ways you can find out, right? So if they
Yes,
use
ma.
if they use MS Suite, go and find out what are the project management tools in Microsoft packages. Where are they? There are a lot. I mean, many. There are many. I was looking at one this morning, Planner, called the Planner. The Planner is integrated into Teams. So can you use any of those tools? Can you use, you understand how the Outlook works? Do you?
Yes, ma.
Uh-huh. You know how Teams work, right? MS
Yes,
Teams.
ma.
Great. So go and make a list of all the project management tools that MS has, I mean Microsoft has. So that
Yes, ma.
when you're talking to them tomorrow, you're mentioning these tools can help us do this, that tool can help us do that. And they know that this person, this person has sense.
Yes, ma. Thank you very much, ma. I really appreciate your recommendation, ma.
You're welcome. So let me hear about that interview. I'm sure it will go well. So go with confidence and with
Yes, ma.
enthusiasm. Confidence and enthusiasm, very critical.
Yes, ma.
All right. Goodness, let's
Thank
hear
you,
from
ma.
you, please.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, the book I intend to write in 2030 is my HR birthday and my passion to helping people thrive. So, one of the things the three things I should have become to give me the authority to write that book is by 2030, I should have gained various HR functions. I should have gained experience in various HR functions like learning and development, employee relations, then people and culture. And then I should have also progressed to a leadership position. I should have progressed to be in a leadership position to be able to write a book that focuses on helping people thrive and also by that 2030, I should have specialized in a niche in HR. Like I should have been an authority in a particular HR function to be able to properly write that book and really help people thrive in their career journey in HR.
Okay. Thank you so much, goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. So, if you're looking to write this book, you have clearly stated that this is what you should have become. You should have become an authority, right? In the HR space. You should have identified in an HR function that you want to niche, an HR function that you want to focus on. Some people are generalists. We have HR generalists. I mean, they do everything. The HR BPs, the head of HR. So those people are expected to be generalists. So if you're looking to take on a leadership role in HR, you may consider understanding the various functions of HR because that's what will give you the understanding, that will give you the skills, the experience to lead HR people handling different functions. So is your plan to become a head HR of an organization? Is that your plan? That may not necessarily be in 5 year time, but it could be a work in progress, right? Funny enough, in 5 years time, you can even be a head of HR. It could be a small organization. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Because I remember when I started my career, when I started my career, and that was pretty much, that was 2 years after school, a year after NYSC. I was working in a consulting firm. It was an NGO, rather, and I was the head strategy. Head, that was the role they gave me. So I was already head. Hello. you know, but if you think about head strategy in a bank, you know that what I was doing then, but clearly. So what I'm saying is you can actually achieve that role of becoming a head HR in a small organization. It's possible with this 5 year plan, very possible. It could be a medium-sized organization. Very possible. Very possible, depending on how hungry you are and how aggressive you push and how much of visible you make your work and how much strategic you become. Becoming very strategic would help you. So what is your goal? What is your goal for the year? What is your goal for 2025? By 2025, this is what I should have become. And to become this in 2025, this is what I need. I need X, Y, Z. I need these things so that I can become this in 2025. I need to be this so that by the end of 2025, I should have achieved this. So to be an HR person, clearly you need to be someone that is seen as someone who is driven by capacity development. That means you need to be talking HR, both online and offline. You talk HR. You need to be following HR people, learning from HR people. I'm volunteering to take on roles. Volunteering to take on roles in certain organizations, take on HR roles in certain organizations. It can give you a level of experience. It would give you a level of experience. So drop a plan. By 2025, I should have got, I don't know, currently, maybe you are not necessarily in an HR role at the moment, or maybe you are quarter to getting an HR role. But understand that by 2025, you can make a decision and say, by the end of this year, I should be this in terms of HR. And whatever you're going to be by the end of this year has to be in line with your 2030 goal. Has to be in line with your 2030 goal. And you can even start writing your journey, start writing all the steps you're taking, because all those things you're writing down by 2030, those are the things you now put together as my HR blueprint. And you can then use that to help younger people coming up as HR people. So you're writing down your story. Year one, under year one, quarter one, I took this course. Quarter two, I volunteered to work with this organization and I handled this HR project, X, this one and that one. Quarter three, I opened up a blog or started writing on LinkedIn, or started writing about HR related things on LinkedIn. By the end of the year, I've come to establish my interest in HR, not just in my mind, but I've established it within my space. It's a journey. It's a journey. So from wherever you are, you have to trace your path to the point of becoming what you're looking to become by 2030. Career goal setting. It calls for a level of intentionality. And now let me quickly talk about the SMART goal or rather, I would then want to use the smarter goal setting. Smarter, the S for specific. So I'm sure that since morning that we've been talking here, you understand the place of being specific in your goal. And then we have measurable. Your goal has to be measurable. This quarter, I'm taking 2 HR courses. Measurable. This quarter, I'm going to complete 1 HR project. Measurable. This quarter, I'm going to write to 5 HR organizations to intern with them or to volunteer. Measurable. Measurable. Your goal should come with numbers. Measurable. Measurable. If there's no number, you can't evaluate it. If there's no number, you can't determine whether you achieved it or not. It has to be measurable. Specific, measurable, and then attainable. Is this goal attainable? Is this attainable? Setting smarter goal. Setting smarter goal. Setting smarter goal. Is this attainable? Attainable means, is it achievable? Is it feasible? That's what it also means. Is it attainable? Is it achievable? So you want to ask yourself, because when your goal becomes unattainable is when I had someone who, I know miracle happens. Miracle happens. Miracle, no, they tire Jesus. Believe me, I'm a believer and I am a believer. Miracle, no, they tire Jesus. But miracle comes as a result of the desperate push from men. And when you say you're desperate, that means your actions are also showing that you're desperate. The things you're doing, because you can't be desperate and then you're not doing enough, and then you want to get desperate results. No. So your goal has to be attainable. It has to be achievable. Jumping from 1 to 1 million. How attainable is it for you? Jumping from 100 to 100 billion. How attainable is it for you? Growth is a journey. Growth is a journey. It's a journey. You take this step today, and that empowers you to take 2 more steps, and it empowers you to take 5 more steps, and it empowers you to take 20 more steps. You see, it's a journey. Your goal must be attainable. It must be achievable. The reason why so many people have fallen into depression today is because they've set some unattainable goals for themselves. Your goal has to be relevant. It has to be relevant. Now, looking at the book, the title of the book you said you want to write about your career in 2030, the goal you're setting for this year, how relevant is it towards the achievement of that goal by 2030? Relevant. Relevant. You can't have a goal, a 5-year plan to become a CEO of an organization, and then the goal you're setting for yourself this year is to maybe to have a plantation somewhere. You want to have a plantation. I mean, your plan in 5 years time is to become a CEO of a fintech. That's your plan. That's your goal. But at the end of this year, your plan is to set up a plantation, right? Setting up a plantation, is it going to help you to become the CEO of a fintech? How relevant is the goal you're setting to your career plan, to your long-term career plan? How relevant is it? How relevant is it? And then time bound. So there has to be timing. Reason I asked us in 5 years' time. And I said by the end of this year. And I said by the end of this quarter, second quarter. So these are times. They are specific times. So there are no ambiguities as regards when to achieve it. It's clear. It's clear. And then the E in smarter is evaluation. So as you're progressing, you're evaluating. You're evaluating. As you're progressing, you're evaluating yourself. And then the R is reward. Oh, you achieved this milestone this quarter. You reward yourself. Maybe reward yourself with whatever it is that you feel happy with. You could be going to get yourself some ice cream, or maybe just going for a treat, or whatever it is that you consider a reward for you. But it has to be something that you truly love, something that you really want, something that makes you happy and you truly desire it. Reward yourself. Reward yourself. And you go back again. Rewarding yourself empowers you to want to achieve your goal. So, career goal setting starts with you having a vision. And that vision is what we started with at the point you stated the kind of book you want to write, which is a reflection of who you have come to become. That's a vision. Vision is usually broader and long term. From that vision, then you cascade it down to what are the things I need to achieve for this vision to come to pass. And a critical element of vision is writing it out. Reason I told us, get your book, write, make a list. They say the faintest pen is smarter. It's more powerful than the smartest brain. Write it down. So if you've not written your own down, if you've not written yours down, and you say, no, okay, I have it in my mind. I have it in my mind. If I tell you a story of a group of students who went to one of the international universities, and then at the end, there was a survey carried out. Some of them, they were all asked to set goals. They all set goals. Not all, they didn't all set goals actually. Some set goals. And among the people that set goals, some wrote their goals down and some didn't write their goals down. Some years down the line, it was discovered that the people that wrote their goals down had achieved much more than those that didn't write their goals down. And the ones that had goals but didn't write them down achieved much more than those that didn't have goals at all. Writing down your goals. That's what brings clarity. Writing down your goals. It brings clarity. Where are you today in your career? Where do you want to get to? Are we still together? Are there questions at this point? Are there questions? If there are no questions, what are you leaving with this particular session that we just wrapped up with? What are you leaving? What did you pick? What was most striking for you? Looking forward to responses. What was most striking for you?
Okay, can I go, ma'am?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so in career setting, in goal setting rather, I've not really thought about coming or trying to envision where I would be in the life to brought it to if I would write a book about myself as it relates to my career in the next 5 years, what would that be? I mean, the true I saw it in a different light that if I could wrap up or write down everything that I would want to do in a book. I mean, that would give me a clearer, that will make it more actionable. Like if I really want to be where I am in 5 years, then I need to start doing. Like there are so many things I'm written down just in this key session, and that was an eye opener. Like wrapping everything that I want to do in 5 years or more in a book will make it more realistic. I mean, to me, it makes it more. It helps me make it more realistic to achieve.
Powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, goodness. And I see Jimmy says setting a realistic goal. Setting a realistic goal. Okay, I wanted more responses in the chat section. Please drop your responses. What are you walking away with from this session? What was most striking for you before we kick off building a personal brand? I know that while I was talking about career goal setting, I had mentioned a bit about building a personal brand, right? But what was most striking for you from this particular session? Okay, so Simbat says, I'm living here with more clarity as to how I would approach my struggles. Thank you. Thank you. So if we can hear from more people, that would make more sense. All right. So let's talk about personal branding. Personal branding. So if I ask you what you think personal branding means, what would you say? What is personal branding? What is personal branding? Okay, I think I'm coming to you, Favor. Thank you so much. I see Favor had said for me, it is setting a smart goal. I understand how I can set goals and achieve them. And Goody says time frame is very important in goal setting. Yes, Favor Martins, go ahead. I can't hear Favor Martins. Is it just from me?
Yeah, so can I hear it?
It's breaking, Favor. It's breaking.
Okay. Is it better now?
A bit better. Go ahead.
Okay. So for me, personal branding is one building yourself to it's mainly like when you are in a room and you leave the room, what do people say about you? How do people perceive you? What have you built yourself as? What have you portrayed out there that people are saying about you, that they can say that this is what this person stands for, this is who this person is? That is what I stand by personal branding.
I love your definition about when you walk out of a room, what would people say about you? I love that so much. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Favor. Are there more responses? Um, are there more responses? Sharing. Okay, I see that Simbad says sharing your values and knowledge. You mean personal branding? Is that what you're trying to define, Simbad? So I like a Favor's response that says what do people say about you when you're not in the room? What do people say about you when you're not in the room? That's your brand. Whether we like it or not, our brand is not who we say we are. Our brand is what people say that we are. Our brand is the story that people associate with our names. The stories that people associate with our names. That's a brand. Jeff Weiner is known for leadership and empathy. Serena Williams represents excellence and determination. There are people you know, and there are things you know about them. Sometimes they didn't necessarily tell you. I mean, they didn't come to you to tell you physically, but it's either you watched a video or you read their book or whatever. Then helps in helps in managing and adjusting your perception about them. If someone Googles your name today, what do you think you want them to find? If somebody Googles your name, I put your name on Google, what would you like me to find about you? Maybe I would type Favor Martins. Favor Martins, should I research you? Should I type your name on Google? What would you like me to find when I type your name on Google? Oh my goodness, Favor, your network is.
Oh my goodness, Favor, your network.
Okay, Favor, don't worry. You can type in the chat section. I should be able to read whatever it is you type. If we type your name on Google, what do you want us to see? What do you want us to see? Recruiters now recruit more. In fact, the resume that recruiters work more with is the online resume, your social media resume, your Facebook resume, your LinkedIn resume, your Google resume. Your brand is who you are or who people say you are, especially when you're not in the room. That's your personal brand. That's your personal brand. And that simply says, what does that tell us? If my brand is not what I say I am, but what people think that I am, what does that mean? And what would be your recommendation for someone who's trying to build a powerful personal brand? Okay, Favor said, I said you can, but you won't find much, unfortunately. Yeah, so Favor, the question is, what would you like us to find? What would you love people to find when they research you on the internet? What is that? So when you determine what that is, and then you start revealing that, you start doing things in that line so you can project more of that. That's how it works. That's how you manage your personal brand. It starts with first making a decision. And that's why we did the activity of the book. So with that title of the book, you already know the kind of person that should be writing this book. And that's the kind of person you want to be. So you need to show it. You need to show it because our brand is what people say we are and not necessarily what we say we are. Okay. Let's talk about crafting your unique value proposition. Crafting your unique value proposition, or it could be crafting your elevator pitch. Crafting your elevator pitch. Your unique value proposition that I would have cut short to mean UVP. So when I say UVP, just now I'm talking about unique value proposition. Your UVP explains who you are, what you offer, and how you stand out. Who you are, what you offer, and how you stand out. Who you are, what you offer, and how you stand out. That's your UVP. Example is, I am a customer service professional, passionate about resolving challenges quickly and delivering exceptional customer experiences. So you can imagine you go for an interview and they ask you, tell us about yourself. And then you start with, I'm a customer service professional, passionate about resolving challenges quickly and delivering exceptional customer experiences. Just starting with that line alone, they're like, wow, they will just adjust first. The interviewers will just, first of all, adjust. And be sure that when you're starting with this kind of sentence, everything you're going to say would make sense. Ensure that everything you're going to say makes sense. What is your UVP? What is your UVP? You need to craft it. That's who you are, what you do, and how you stand out. That's your UVP. So very quickly, I would like us to drop our UVPs in the chat section. What makes you stand out? Who you are? First of all, tell us who you are. So your UVP should contain who you are, what you offer, and how you stand out. I've given an example of a UVP, so I'm going to just drop it in the chat section. So what is your UVP? What is your UVP? Craft that and put it in the chat section. Craft that and put it in the chat section. It clarifies who you are. It clarifies what you offer. It clarifies the value that you bring on board. So how do we pursue, how do we work towards personal branding? A key aspect of it is enhancing our professional presence. Enhancing our presence. Enhance your presence. Enhance means to improve, to make better, to rejuvenate. It means to recalibrate. It means to it could be redefined for you, it could be re-beautify. Enhance your professional presence. And where do you make professional presence? Where? What are the areas? What are the places where you make professional presence? Let me hear from us, please. What are the places? What are the places where you make professional presence? Or where you have professional presence? Where? Where? Where are the places? Are we thinking about the question? Are we thinking about it? It could be online, offline. Places where you make professional presence. So if you're enhancing your professional presence, that means you should understand online branding. And that begins with updating your LinkedIn, including a professional photo, a headline showcasing your career goals. And it could be, you could also include a summary highlight of your skills and your aspirations. Online branding. And then offline branding. You must have an elevator and an elevator pitch, right? You should have that. Some people would go with cards, just that these days, some people go with digital cards. So where they show you their phones and then you capture the QR code, you get their details. Online and offline branding. What does your LinkedIn look like? How many of us are on LinkedIn here? How many of us are on LinkedIn? Okay, thank you, Simbat. I saw your response. Thank you. How many of us are on LinkedIn here? Yes, no, yes or no? Okay, so I see some people are on LinkedIn. Now, beyond being on LinkedIn, it is how you show up on LinkedIn. How you show up has a lot of things to do about your professional image or your professional presence. How you show up, from the picture you're using to your cover header, to the things you're writing about yourself, to how you've crafted your experience, to how you've crafted your headline, to how the things that you post, the comments you make. That's where to begin. And that's a task I'm going to give to each and every one of us in this room. If you're proud of your LinkedIn page, can you please signify? You're proud. You know that if I open your LinkedIn page now, I will be impressed. Do we have anyone here? Let me see. Oh, you're proud of your LinkedIn page? Oh, great. I'm going to check that now. Levi Lewis, that's your name, right? Levi Lewis. I'm going to check your name on LinkedIn. Levi Lewis. Levi Lewis, what do you do? Because I'm seeing quite a number of Levi Lewis here. What do you do?
I recently just graduated, so it's a graduate from electronics engineering, electrical computer engineering.
From University of Rhode Island?
No, Federal University of Technology, Owerri.
Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Okay, I still can't find you. If you can just share the link, or it's okay. Right, how confident are you with how your LinkedIn profile looks like? It's part of branding. It's part of the things that enhance your professional presence. There's some people that may never meet you physically, but they've met you 100 times on LinkedIn. They've met you 100 times on LinkedIn, enhancing our professional presence. Enhancing your professional presence. And then offline branding simply means preparing an elevator pitch, which I've asked us to do. And then how do you show up physically? How do you show up? Your dress sense is also very critical. How do you show up? You're not carrying the whole world problem on your head or on your shoulder. No. How do you show up? Nobody wants to have beggarly people around them. Nobody wants to have people who are always frowning around them. Nobody wants to have people who always complain around them. How do you show up? How do you show up physically? How do you show up? From your dress style, your dress sense, how do you show up? To your intellectual prowess, how do you show up? How? For you, it could mean polishing your English. It could be working on certain grammatical errors that you've been committing for years now. It could be that for you. How do you show up? How do you show up, both online and offline? How do you show up, both online and offline? What level of consistency have you established across the platforms where you are present? Your LinkedIn, but you're LinkedIn as an HR person. You are on Twitter as a farmer. You are on IG as a clothes seller. People are confused. They don't know what to take you for. How do you show up? Consistency is very critical. Consistency in how we show up. Very critical. Consistency in how we show up. And showing up with power, even when you're walking into an office. Oh, yeah. Levi Lewis. I see your LinkedIn page now, making mind shifts. And I like it just by looking at it like this. I like how catchy it is. Yes, that's what we're talking about. More of this, please. Well done. Well done. How do you show up? From your communication style to your dressing style, how do you show up? To your attitude, how do you show up? So it's not enough to be technically inclined. Your attitude is very crucial. Your technical skills can get you up there, but it is your charisma, it is your character that keeps you there. How do you show up? How do you communicate? How do you communicate? Enhancing your professional presence. Enhancing your professional presence. So after this session this morning, I expect us to go in for some level of deep work in terms of our career goals and working our personal brand, especially for those of us that have not been intentional about the brand that we're building. For those of us that have not been intentional, you want to go back. You want to go back. You want a LinkedIn makeover. Maybe you don't have the skill to work on your LinkedIn. There are professionals, and I can recommend some for you. There are professionals who can help you. There are professionals who can help you. Never ever send out your CV looking shabby. Never, because you're not going to get a call. Never ever send out your resume looking shabby, looking unkept, looking inconsistent, lacking some strategic details. Prepare your elevator pitch, revamp your presence online and offline. Enhance your dress sense. You can check online and learn how to dress professionally, how to dress for this, how to dress for church. Anything anybody can learn online. I mean, you can learn anything online. You can learn anything online. You can learn anything online. So I would like to stop here. If there are questions, please drop your questions in the chat section and I will attend to them. If there are no questions, the assignments I'm giving to every one of us this morning is go and prepare your UVP, your unique value proposition. Go and set up your LinkedIn profile if you have not. If you have, go and revamp it. I'm sure that even Levi, that already has a LinkedIn profile, there are certain things that he would like to even change now that he's done with this class. Go and revamp it. What are you saying in your experience? What kind of stories are you telling? What kind of stories are you what do you want the world to know about you? What do you want people to know? Put it out there. What do you want people to know? There is no act to see the mind's construction on the face. There is no act to see the mind's construction on the face. There is no act to see the mind's construction on the face. People judge you by what they see. People judge you by what they hear. People judge you by what they see and what they hear. People judge you by what they see or what they hear. People judge you by what they see and what they hear. So be deliberate about it. Be intentional about it. Be very intentional. If there are questions, please drop your questions. I'll be happy to respond to them. But if there are none, thank you so much for being part of this session. I look forward to these things. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. Let's connect right there. Search for Ogechi Eleojo on LinkedIn, on IG, and also on X. Ogechi Eleojo, let's connect on this platform. I would like to hear again and again from you. Thank you so much for being part of this. Since there are no questions, I would look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Good news. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, guys. Oh, a question. Favor, please go ahead. Favor's network. Favor, can you type your question? Your
Yes,
network
ma.
is.
I already typed it.
Okay. I think this stuff, the way it is. All right, let me look at it. All right, my question is this. I have a business that I'm building, which is about making cakes and pastries, and the best platform for that is Instagram. I also want to position myself as an academician and a professional in the management space, which is okay for LinkedIn. You mentioned about not having contrasting brand on different platforms. How do I manage all these, Ma? Beautiful question. Beautiful question and very brilliant question. I know that there are a number of people that do many things. For example, I love cakes. I used to make cakes. I used to sell cakes, right? And then I'm a learning person. And then there was time I even started. I was selling fish, dried fish, very nice dried, not the ones you see in the market. I mean, special, unique dried fish that has no sand inside. I had all those things. I was doing all those things, but I know that I had a career to build. I had a career to build. So you can actually have your cake business. You can have your cake business, and it's a business. It mustn't be your face. It mustn't be your face. So if your management professional or your management career already has your face on it, the cake business, you want to make it a business. It's not having your face, the business. And when we have people working in businesses, it mustn't be your face. Right? It mustn't be your face. If it conflicts, it must not be your face, really. You can do your cake business without it, without people even knowing that. They just know the name of your brand. And moreover, you're not giving your cake business your real name, which is what you bear on LinkedIn as a management career professional. I think that's one way you can handle it. That's one way you can handle it. So the dried fish that I sell, my name is not there. It's not my name that is there. I have a name for the dried fish business, and my face is not there. You will not see my face there. The people that know that I sell dried fish know I sell it. I sell it to them. You know, I think that's one way you can manage it. Yeah. You're welcome, Favor. Okay. I don't know if there are other questions. Okay, I see Simbat. You sent your LinkedIn profile. Sorry, I didn't see it earlier. Trying to open it now. Oh, yeah. I like this as well. Beautiful. Project management, public health. I like this. I like it. Well done. Well done. It's still opening. I only saw the the header. Administrative virtual assistant, inbox and calendar management, project management in public health, artisan shoemaker of quality handmade footwear that makes you take every step with confidence. So you see the merge of these two things on your LinkedIn profile. I don't know how well it works for you, right? I don't know how well it works for you. Have you got business on LinkedIn by this thing that you put here? Simbert?
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Please, I did not get your question.
Have you got any business by virtue of the handmade footwear that makes you take every step with confidence? Have you got a
On
business?
LinkedIn?
Yes, on LinkedIn.
No, ma.
So I think you should separate them.
Okay, ma.
I think you should separate them. This kind of business will thrive more on IG. The handmade footwear will thrive more on IG. I stand to be corrected, but it will thrive more on IG.
Okay, ma.
Mm. Do you have an
Thank
IG
you very
account?
much.
Do you have an IG account?
Yes, ma.
Yeah, so put it on IG. I mean, put it on IG and make the noise on IG. Then
Okay, ma.
Simbat is known to be an administrative virtual assistant, project management. So when recruiters are looking for a project management person and they come here and they see that this is, and there's this thing with them niche. It can be powerful. It positions you as an expert in your area when you're able to niche, and that's the power of focus. When you focus on a particular area, it gives you some surge. There's a surge of power, you know, that commands. All right. Thank you for sharing, Simbad. Um, I see Jimmy's own. Okay, let me quickly check Jimmy's LinkedIn. Take small steps every day to see big changes in the future. Kufre, you, Jimmy, management, administrative assistant, procurement, virtual assistant, photographer, videographer, NIM member. Beautiful, beautiful. I think I like this. As a virtual assistant, being a photographer is a skill that is also needed. Being a videographer can also be a skill needed. Now, just look at the skills you have. How similar or how relevant are they to your career? If they are very relevant, please put it there, right? It can only make it better. Yeah, I think I like what I see. So you need to increase your connection, Kufre. You need to increase your connection. I mean, this 323 cannot work. Please increase your connection, engage more on LinkedIn, do more on LinkedIn. Okay. So, guys, looking forward to connecting with you. Feel free to reach out if you need to. Thank you so much for the time. Do have a wonderful I'm seeing a message here. Okay, I'm doing that. Okay, thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, Jimmy. Nice. Thank you, guys. I'm sure I didn't skip any question or anything that is crucial. God bless you guys. Wishing you all the best in this mentorship program. Thank you so much. Um, the mentor, good news. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I really do appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Thank you for putting us through that 1 hour, 30 minutes nuggets. It's been an amazing time. And I want to agree that everyone that has been part of this session has testimonies to show for it. One of the things that really drew my attention was where you mentioned that the critical element of a vision is actually writing it down. So it's imploring everyone to write down their goals and aspirations as regards to their careers. And then I think you've also given us an assignment to come up with a unique value proposition. And I want to believe that we are going to be adding that to the list of the tasks that we have to be delivered. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So sorry I can't turn on my video. I think I'm having a bit of power issue here. Thank you so much. Please, what do we say to our coach for today? Please, let's appreciate her.
Thank you very much for your time, ma. We really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted, ma.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. It was a privilege. Thank you. Enjoy your day. For those that wanted me to review their profile, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I think we can quickly do that on LinkedIn.
Okay. Thank you so much. She has just given us that access. Please let's utilize it. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on now. Thank you for taking our time, everyone, for taking our time to attend today's session. I'm going to be dropping the attendance on the chat box for everybody. Just give me a minute. How is the session going on, as in your digital productivity course? I can see that some of us are finished. Jimmy, thank you for turning in your assessments. It was good to see. That was well put together. I think I viewed Amarachi's own as well. I'll be reaching out to some of us to give feedback on those assessments. So well done to everyone that has submitted their assessments. And note that tomorrow is the deadline. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. is the deadline for submission so that we can begin the next stage of the digital productivity course. So based on our timeline, next week, we're going to be looking at LinkedIn optimization and CV. So what we had to put this, the digital productivity course first, because some of us will have to be using our phones, our laptops to work on our CVs ourselves. And I'll just be providing guidance and reviewing. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. We might have sessions like this where I'll review and then you go back to the drawing table and make those corrections and come back, right? So it's just going to be a lot of back and forth. We're going to have interview simulation next week as well. So next week, Thursday, we'll be having another live session. This time around, it's going to be with a friend who is also a Mandela Washington Fellow. He recently came back from the US as regards to his application for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. And I would like him to share insights on how you can access fellowships like that, scholarships and other international opportunities. So please do not fail to join. Everyone here has been consistent in this program, and I really want to commend you all. So without much further ado, I'd like to end the session. Please note that the attendance is on the chat box. Quickly fill that in. Fill that as soon as possible. And by week 3, by the end of this week, we'll be sending some people home and telling them, thank you for taking out time to join us. But however, we noticed that you don't have time for us. CCMP is for people that have time for us, you get. So you've been following through. I see you all. I see you, Simbiat. I see you, Favor, Goodness, Goody, Amarachi, Abdul Karim. I see you. I see your consistency, and well done on that. I don't know if you have any questions so far on what we've done today and the digital productivity course or any other one going forward. I'd like to take that while you're taking those, while you're filling the attendance form. Any question? No question, no comments, no suggestions. Okay, that is great. So first of all, I want to confirm, is this session quite enlightening for you? For some of us that don't even know what career path to take, has your question been answered in this particular regard? If not, please feel free to draw my attention. Let me know how well I can guide you towards being able to get on the right career track. Has that question been answered during this session? Please, I like feedback, please.
Yes, ma. My question has been answered. I think from when you said that if you want to write a book, so like you should, like, you already know what the content of your book is going to be. So it's like it has streamlined my career direction now. I know that yes, I have like a story to write. So I'm more focused on the journey now. Thank you, ma.
Okay. All right, no problem. That's great. So she's asked us to write a unique value proposition. So I'd like us to take at least the next 24 hours to think about it. What's our unique value proposition? What value are we bringing to the table? So whoever we'll be partnering with, whoever we'll be working with, what value do we bring to the table in terms of our career? That should be able to help us to brand ourselves better. She made mention of the fact that personal branding is not about what you think about yourself, it's about what others think about you. So I think that's something that you need to really reflect on. What do other people see in me? How do they view me? That's why it's always best to take feedbacks from the people around you. What do you think? What am I doing well? What am I not doing well? And for me, I feel like feedbacks help you to brand yourself better. When you take real-time feedbacks from the people in your environment, your co-workers, your siblings, your friends, your family, and then from there you begin to refine your brand. So make it a habit to ask for feedback as we move on. Okay, thank you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing your unique value proposition. Just go ahead and drop it on the chat box as it comes clear to you between now and tomorrow, and I will review. And feel free to slide into my DM at any time if you encounter any issues or you have maybe a dilemma and you just need some directions. I'm very much open to providing such feedback. I want to confirm, have we all filled the attendance? Okay. Okay. So if we are ending the session now, if you feel the attendance, feel free to just log off. Thank you so much for being part of the session. Wow.